Production of Wheaton College Athletics. I'm Wuhao Phelps. It's a windy day today as the Thunder women's soccer team takes on the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Thunder come into today on a 10-game winning streak spanning over a month, in which they've given up a total of 3 goals. On the other side, Elmhurst comes into the game 9-3-1 with victory in their last game. A couple reminders: the Thunder men's soccer team defeated University of Wisconsin-Platteville 1-0 last night. The Thunder football team will be taking on Carthage later today at 6 p.m. That game will be on WTN Radio 88.1 FM, on WTN TV, as well as available online for streaming at WTN.org. Now let's send it down to Noah at Joe Bean Stadium.
Thanks, Wuhao. Good afternoon and welcome to Joe Bean Stadium for another game of Wheaton College women's soccer. Today the Thunder will be taking on the Blue Jays of Elmhurst. Wheaton entering the game at number 12 in the nation, 14-2 overall, 4-0 in conference. The Thunder will be taking on again Elmhurst. The Blue Jays entering today's game at 9 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie on the season. In conference, though, 2-2. This is going to be the 16th all-time meeting between Wheaton and Elmhurst College in women's soccer. The Thunder hold a 14-1 lead in the series. And you look at the last, since 2000, the Thunder record here at Joe Bean Stadium, a staggering 127 wins, 5 losses, and 5 ties. A home winning percentage in that time of 94.5%. And you look at, say, last year's matchup between the two teams. Wheaton earned a 3-0 victory at Elmhurst. Again, we're back here at Joe Bean Stadium on the afternoon. Allie Kopelman had a header into the back of the net off of Brittany Berg cross. That came in about the 80th minute. And less than 3 minutes later, Lily had a header into the back of the net off of an assist from Taryn Lee. That came in the 83rd minute. And then in the 89th minute, Taryn Lee had a shot on a rebound. So all of Wheaton's goals coming late against this Elmhurst team last year. Wheaton going to be looking to get on the board a little bit earlier in this afternoon's matchup. Rusty Lindsay will be joining us in a bit. He'll be coming in as our color commentator shortly. Thunder went 2-0 in its last 2 conference games. You look at last Saturday, shutting out North Central College, final score 6-0. The Thunder spread out the goal differential, the goal scoring to 6 different players, and right now we're going to take a brief break for the national anthem. That was the national anthem. We'll get you starters in a moment. Again, look back 6-0 against North Central. Followed that up with a win against number 5 in the nation, Augustana College. That was 4-1. Augustana's lone goal coming on a penalty kick, which tied it up at 1, and then Wheaton came away with 3 more to put that away. Kopelman had a hat trick in that one. Kishkunis had all 4 assists on the 4 goals that were netted against Augustana. You look at Elmhurst College as the second to last home game, potentially, for the Thunder, but also if Wheaton can win here and continue to win, undefeated right now in conference, putting themselves in a decent position to host the conference tournament. They will be at Illinois Wesleyan on the 27th, and that game will have a large say in who hosts the conference tournament, and then wrapping up the regular season against Milliken here on the 30th. Let's take a quick look at the starters as we get underway. Again, you can watch this game live online, WETN.org. For the Blue Jays, starting in goal is going to be Allison Corbell, 9 goals against. She's got a point, 7-4 goals against average. Joining her on the field, Shapazian, Thompson, Bastian, Belmont, Caldwell, Wesley, Harvey, Bastian, Beckwith, and that rounds out their starters. 3 Bastian sisters, 2 sophomores, 1 senior, all out of Downers Grove South. For the Thunder, as we get underway, Wheaton running right to left on your radio dial. Barreto getting the start in goal for the Thunder. A .19 goals against average for Hillary. She's on the field with Kopelman, Kishkunis, Orweiler, Berg, Shannon, Brait, Clark, Campbell, Turner, and Liebedor. This is going to move out towards the near side as trying to keep it in play. Kishkunis out of bounds for a throw. This will be a Wheaton throw early on. Liebedor tosses into Kishkunis, near side, defensive third. Knocked back to Liebedor and cleared up to the attacking third for the Thunder. Header 1 in the back by Jess Belmont. Headed over towards the far side of the field and right foot for Harvey. One of 2 captains on this Blue Jay squad. Out of bounds, far side. Top of the defensive third, throw for Elmhurst. We are 40 seconds into the first half, no score. Ball played high towards midfield, won by Clark, headed over towards the far sideline. Over to receive it is Belmont, and she plays away down the sideline. Campbell in the air wins it. Header goes to the far side of midfield, back toward Shannon, and she drops all the way back to Brait. Now what we're going to see here is what we have not seen, at least against Augustana. Elmhurst already pushing 1 forward up towards that switch of play, and that switch of play comes to Liebedor. Pressure comes in the form of Beckwith, and then played over towards the near sideline for Kishkunis, out of bounds off of Kishkunis. Throw for Shapazian and the Blue Jays. Just across midfield. Tossed in, header won by Caldwell, the other captain for this Elmhurst team, towards the middle of the field, and a shot from distance down into the arms of Barreto. That was from Aaron Bastian, the senior. Tossed out to Kishkunis, near side. She switches it. Nice ball. Runs the length of the circle and then far side for Shannon into the attacking third of the field. Cuts over to her left foot, now back. Center of the field for Shannon. Outside of the foot, plays diagonally forward, and that's going to be taken away by Elmhurst. Knocked back now to the right back, Shapazian, away with the right foot. Sending to space, Sarah Harvey. She's got 5 goals on the year, moving down the far sideline into the attacking third, top of the box extended, plays across the box. This will run all the way across the box and outside the near side of the box. Stepping over it is Beckwith trying to play it back in, and she does. Touched away by Clark towards the top of the box, cleared away with the right foot by Shannon. Still possessed, though, by Shapazian and the Blue Jays. Played high towards the middle of the field for Harvey, and she has it knocked away. Stepping is Orweiler, getting a foot in it. And then played away by Bastian towards the top of the box. Lookout back into Wheaton's area, and Barreto off her line will collect. We are 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the first half. 0-0 is our score. Wheaton College and Elmhurst. Elmhurst with the Thunder back on their heels in these first couple minutes. Played forward, trying to find Valerie Wesley, and taken away. This is Brait with it, dribbling out of trouble and then dribbling into it. Taken away by Caldwell. Step over, and she'll drop it back. Stepping is Shannon. She gets a foot on it. Bastian on the far side, right around midfield, dropped back to Bastian, and then played away. Again, 3 Bastians on this Elmhurst team, 2 sophomores, listed at 5'7", and 1 senior, listed at 5'9". Foul on the far side of the field, just across midfield. This is going to be in favor of the Thunder. Free kick for Wheaton. To be taken by Brait. Heavy rain earlier, so this turf has got a little bit of a skip to it if the ball's coming down onto it from the air. Brait, right foot free kick, puts this up in the air towards the top of the box. Flick on header from Turner. This is going to come down right near the top of the semicircle, and then touched away to Beckwith, still near the top of the box. Elmhurst just struggling to clear it. Wheaton struggling to bring it out and possess. Now Clark steps in with the head, gets it to Orweiler, playing it through, trying to find Kopelman. Headed away by the center back, Thompson. Over on the far side, stepping is Campbell from the defense. Not going to be able to win it, and it is knocked all the way back to Brait. Liebedor showing square, and here comes the step from Beckwith. Actually cut off that option to play square to Liebedor, and Brait had to turn upfield, lost possession, and out of bounds on the far side. Makes such a difference when you're stepping and not allowing the defense to switch the play of the field. In that case, you almost want Liebedor to take off towards the outside or move upfield, out and up, making that bending run. You either do that, or instead of playing square, you need to support your sweeper. This will be a corner kick for the Blue Jays as they're pressing early against the Thunder here at Joe Bean Stadium. 5 minutes into the first half, 0-0 is our score. Corner kick to be taken by Sarah Harvey. She's got 1 assist on the season. We saw Kish Kunis with 3 assists on corner kicks in the last game, one of them coming somewhere else. Harvey plays this across towards the top of the box, touched away by Kopelman. Stepping is Kish Kunis, gets a foot on it and moves it upfield. Shapazian with it, plays it over towards the far side, still Wheaton territory, knocked back to Campbell, trying to keep it in on the far side, and not going to be able to, out of bounds, right near that half flag. Throw in for Amy Bastian. She tosses in to Aaron Bastian, and then right foot upfield. Stepping is Liebedor, gets a foot on it, bottom of the circle for the Thunder. This is Kopelman, plays over near side for Berg, and down the line trying to find Orweiler. Won by Thompson and sent back down the line off of Kish Kunis and out of play. Throw in for the Blue Jays to be taken by Shapazian. She gets it in to Katie Bastian and then losing it to Kopelman. Dropped to Kish Kunis and knocked out of bounds off of Katie Bastian. Throw in for the Thunder. Top of the attacking third on the near side. This is going to be taken by Liebedor. She's got Kopelman towards the middle or down the line. She goes with it instead to Berg. Turns right back to Liebedor and then go in line for Kish Kunis, too far out in front of her. Out of bounds. Throw in for Elmhurst. At this point, we'd like to welcome Mr. Rusty Lindsay to the booth.
Thanks, Noah. Glad to keep you some company today.
Absolutely. 0-0 early here in the first half at Joe Bean Stadium, 7 minutes in. Tossed into Brait, and she will clear away towards midfield. Trapped by Orweiler, and then taken back by Caldwell. Shot from distance is going to go over the crossbar, and Rusty, early we've seen Elmhurst applying pressure. Thunder really struggling to find any sort of possession right now.
Well, one of the things we've seen for as far as opponents for the Thunder is we've seen them being in a defensive position a lot, really fearing the offense and putting their emphasis on defense. So it's been a while since the Thunder have played somebody who's put their offense back on attacking them instead of avoiding the attack. So it's a little bit of an adjusting period so far for the Thunder.
Turner knocks it all the way back to Brait, has it on her right foot. She's got Clark square towards the middle, goes in the air down the line and out of bounds instead. Throw in for Amy Bastian. Tossed in and then off the head of Turner, back out of bounds. Amy will step up and toss in once more on that far side. Up across midfield now. Again, you can watch this game live online, WETN.org. Again, that's WETN.org. Statistics online at athletics.wheaton.edu. Athletics.wheaton.edu. Bottom right-hand corner of the page, live stats, and then women's soccer. This ball will cross the end line. Goal kick for the Thunder.
As 8.5 minutes in, we still are scoreless here from Joe Bean.
Brait to take the goal kick. In the air towards midfield. Nice win out of the air by Aaron Bastian. And knocked over towards the near side of midfield for Kish Kunis. Step over. Kish Kunis has it on her right foot. Nice switch of play trying to find Shannon. That's going to be taken out of the air, though, by Amy Bastian. And then towards the top of the circle for Kopelman. Losing it right at the bottom of the circle for Elmhurst. This is going to be controlled by Caldwell. Sent over near side, out of bounds. Top of the defensive third for the Thunder. This will be a throw. Liebedor to take it. Goes down the line to Kishkunis. Trying to turn with it. She'll lose this to Katie Bastian. Played square to Aaron Bastian and then sent upfield. Trying to find Wesley. Wesley has an advantage call in towards the top of the box. Ball on the ground is going to be collected by Carrie Shannon and sent down the line to Orweiler, trying to flick it to herself and move down the far sideline, and does. This is the most offense the Thunder have seen. Orweiler now cutting back and trying to play upfield, has it deflected. And right there, you almost like to see Ann Turner show in support so that you can continue to have numbers moving forward.
Yeah, really, Turner looked to stop and really forced Orweiler to stop the run and come back to have any kind of help, even though she had the speed to beat both players that she had on the far side.
This is going to be Turner with it on the ground ahead to Kopelman. Knocked back to Shannon. And Shannon looking upfield, plays up across midfield. This is going to go to Elmhurst and knocked all the way back to the keeper, Allison Corbell. Played away, header by Campbell. Back across midfield. This is going to be Blue Jay possession, as they have had their way at least a lot better than some other teams have against the Thunder. You got to look for the Thunder to just start waking up rusty.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they've played an afternoon game, as they've been settling into the 4:30 schedule, so that it's a little bit of an adjustment period. You got to be at the field at 2 hours early. You got to be up earlier for breakfast and everything else. So there's an adjustment period that comes. It's kind of like playing for baseball. It's kind of like playing a day game after a night game. You've got to just readjust your schedule and fall into your rhythm.
Free kick for the Thunder. To be taken by Brait. Shade between the bottom of the circle and the far sideline. Looking to play this one long in the air, and does. Down the far sideline, trying to find Kopelman in towards the top corner of the box, far side. Tracking it down is Amy Bastian, knocked out of bounds. This will be a goal kick for Corbell. And the Blue Jays, 11 and a half minutes into the first half, no score.
It'll be interesting to see as the Thunder try to make their adjustments. They obviously have a speed advantage, as they do over most teams, but we saw with Orweiler turning the corner, and you have to assume it with Berg on this side with her speed, but both those forwards have an opportunity that if they can get a through ball on the ground, just skim it past that back line, you're going to have opportunities for your forwards to run into space, and with this speed, you're going to outrun, looks like, the whole defensive line from what we've seen in the early going.
And the problem is, though, with the forwards is both of them shading towards the center of the field. And when you've got two forwards, that's the tendency. When we see three up top for Wheaton, when Kopelman is up there as well, one of them at least is able to push intentionally towards one of the sidelines and use their speed down the sideline, get to the end line, and then play across. Just haven't seen that yet. Here's Orweiler trying to keep the ball in play, not able to. Out of bounds goal kick for Corbell.
Yeah, the Thunder seem to be a little bit frustrated by a team that's looking to go on the offensive more than just settle back defensively. Well, we've seen in the last couple games, as the Thunder have been so effective offensively, teams have hesitated to push players forward, and they've put 4 and 5 on the back line to guard and slow down the offense, so the Thunder have had their time on the ball. This Elmhurst team is looking to take possession for themselves and really limiting the Thunder time on the ball.
Played away to Aaron Bastian and then sent upfield, stepping as Liebedor gets a foot on it. Couldn't direct it to Kishkunis, and it's knocked back to Beckwith. Taken away by Liebedor. Beckwith backtracking, turning towards the far side of the field, playing left foot over to Amy Bastian. Just shy of midfield, right foot on the ground, up across midfield, splitting the defense, finding the foot of Valerie Wesley. 6 goals, 5 assists on the season for Valerie. Played top corner of the box now for Elmhurst. Knocked back. Good idea. Nobody there except for Kopelman. She plays away to the far side, stepping as Shannon. Out of bounds off of the Thunder.
Also bears mentioning in this matchup last year that the Thunder were held off the board until the last basically 10 minutes. So it took them a while to feel out this Elmhurst squad, and this is a team that's probably looking to implement a lot of the same game plan that they did last year. So it'll take an adjustment period for the Thunder, but ultimately I think that just their level of talent is going to rise above the effort that Elmhurst has put forward in the first couple minutes.
Here's Shannon on the far sideline. plays right foot upfield. That's going to go straight to the center back, Stephanie Thompson, and then played over towards the near side for Kishkunis. Has it on a right foot, touched too far out in front of her. Played away by Elmhurst. Stepping is Megan Campbell, knocks it right back towards the top of the circle. Orweiler is there. Flick on header, trying to find Berg. Berg trying to get in on Shapazian, and then Shapazian plays it over her head towards the bottom of the circle for the Thunder. All the way back towards Brate now, wins it in the air. Header goes towards Campbell, but it is won instead by Caldwell. Caldwell plays forward. This is going to be outside of the foot by Beckwith towards the top of the box and then touched away. This is Kopelman with it in the midfield. Far sideline, and right here you see Shannon with the ball, but nobody supporting her. You've got to have that support and that ball square or towards the middle of the field. She played it towards the middle. Now ball from Kishkunis is going to go towards the end line for Orweiler, trying to keep it in play. Knocks it up over a defender, thighs it down to the ground, and then left foot strike goes over the crossbar. Goal kick. Best effort so far for the Thunder.
Great ball skill shown there by Orweiler, and Kishkunis with a nice ball playing the wind across the pitch to keep Orweiler running. But you mentioned when Shannon had the ball back towards the midline, the offense just looks very lethargic. Players not really pushing forward, and you had a chance for a counterattack once Kopelman came up with the ball at the top of the defensive box, and they seemed content to slow it down. The Thunder need to really push the tempo a little bit and try to speed up Elmhurst and what they're trying to do.
Square to Kishkunis. She's got one defender stepping and goes down in the middle of the field. No call. Played forward by Katie Bastian towards the top of the circle. This is Wesley with it. Wesley moving in towards the top of the box. Stepping as Clark trying to get to her. Not able to. Wesley moving in towards the end line. Knocked out of bounds by Brate. Corner kick for Elmhurst. Taking that all the way from right around midfield.
Yeah, Elmhurst showing some speed at their top line as Wesley with a great run there, not letting herself be slowed down until and really forcing the sweeper to come out and touch it away. It's a great challenging run.
Corner kick to be taken by Harvey. Lining up to play this with her left foot, driven across and skipping off the foot of Aaron Bastian into the hands of Barreto off her line. Barreto throws out towards the far sideline for Orweiler. She's got Berg way up front. Orweiler slowing it down, drops back to Campbell. Campbell, right foot, plays ahead in the air to Berg. Berg trying to get a flick on header of sorts and goes over her head all the way into Elmhurst's box, collected by Corbell.
And on a day like today when it's this windy, you're going to have to be extremely accurate with those air balls. Otherwise, the Thunder are going to have to make the adjustment and go to the ground-to-ground passing that they were so successful with against Augustana on Wednesday night.
Here's Kopelman in the midfield. She has Berg up front. Nice through ball on the ground, trying to find Berg, and knocked away by Thompson towards midfield for Beckwith. Beckwith drops it back towards the middle of the field for Katie Bastian, then sent forward to Wesley. Valerie Wesley turning back, knocks it to Katie Bastian right at the center stripe. Stepping in is Orweiler, winning it back for the Thunder. Playing it towards Berg. Berg has it and now sends Orweiler down the far sideline. Orweiler, a defender in front of her, trying to outmaneuver her towards the end line. Orweiler, left foot, knocked off of Thompson and out of bounds. This will be the first corner for the Thunder on the afternoon.
And if you're Elmhurst, you got to be a little bit concerned about this, about following the effectiveness of the corners for the Thunder against Augustana, where Kishkunis had 3 assists coming off of corners. All of them to Kopelman. Kishkunis finished with 4 on the day, but they had 3 set-piece goals, and they came from both sides of the field, so Elmhurst has to really mark up well.
Kishkunis plays this one across, over the hands of the keeper. Turner pops it in the air across the end line. Golden opportunity for the Thunder, just missed.
And if that ball stayed on track, Liebedor was at the back post, ready to head that one in, so fortunate that Elmhurst could get anything on the ball to redirect it just to the outside of Liebedor.
Goal kick now for Corbell. Driven well up the middle of the field. Nice win by Turner. Finds Orweiler, and a good pass to Kishkunis. She has Berg in front of her. Plays Orweiler instead. Top of the box. Orweiler left-footed strike over the crossbar.
And now you're starting to see the offensive mindset for the Thunder. They go up, they win the 50-50 balls, and they come right back at you on the attack. And now Elmhurst is going to have to make an adjustment as the Thunder have made theirs.
Another goal kick for Corbell. Head coach Paul Webster saying she needs a better goal kick. This one, same location, won by Kopelman. He's saying that Elmhurst needs to go up and challenge the goal kicks. This will be a free kick for the Thunder, high kick in the attacking third of the field. It's a big thing when a goal kick you're putting in the air is a 50-50 ball, but if your players aren't going up for it,
it's a 100-0 ball.
Exactly.
Or in your case, if you're going to show ownership for Elmhurst, it's a 0-100 ball. As that's an area where the Thunder are extremely aggressive, as are those 50-50 balls, and you're going to have to look for it here. Kishkunis has been accurate from this distance.
Played in from the top of the attacking third, bending in towards the head of Turner, back out towards Orweiler, strike over the crossbar, just landing on the top of the net.
And that might be a ball from Kishkunis where you want to put it a little bit deeper in the box, where you set up a direct header onto the goal rather than a flick onto the back post and set up a second one. The less connection, the better the chance that ball's going to end up on the back of the net.
We are 20 minutes into the first half. 0-0 is our score, Wheaton College and Elmhurst College. Ball played towards Kishkunis on the goal kick and then touched away by Elmhurst. Flick on header goes out of bounds. Coming up on midfield, throw for the Thunder. Near side, Liebedor tosses down the line to Kishkunis. Step over the ball, moving through three defenders and knocking it off of Shapazy and out of bounds, throwing for the Thunder. Kishkunis to take it, goes down the line to Berg, sending her towards the end line, stepping is Orweiler now. Orweiler wins it for the Thunder near the corner flag, cutting back towards the side of the box, has it on her right foot, played on the ground, past Kopelman, just trying to set her up in the box, and then knocked away towards the top of the box. This is Orweiler, plays square to Turner, setting up her right foot, ball on the ground, leading Campbell in towards the end line. Campbell trying to keep this one in, not able to catch up with it. Goal kick.
Orweiler really creates problems for this defense with her creativity with the ball on her feet. As we saw it there, she came over and cut the ball off and then looked like she was shut down. It just throws it behind her feet a little bit, opens up some space. That's a great asset to have in your attacking position.
Lindsey Carlson checks in for Beckwith. Beckwith did a terrific job stepping in the defense. Here's Carlson stepping, and a misplay actually by Brait goes over towards Liebedor, thankfully there to clean it up. Now this is Kishkunis with it. Dodges Katie Bastian, and now plays over to Carrie Shannon for the Thunder. Just shy of midfield, dribbling up across midfield on the ground, trying to send Orweiler too much on it. All the way into the box, into the hands of Allison Corbell.
You're starting to see the speed of the attack for the Thunder speed up a little bit. However, you'd like to see Kishkunis settle, turn, and get the ball upfield quickly because for Elmhurst had 6 players behind the ball, and now you've got an opening for Berg.
Played by Kishkunis to Berg, top corner of the box, near side, has it on her right foot, trying to move towards the end line. Berg got to get this one across, plays left foot, negative, actually square across the field and then touched away by Jess Belmont and kept in bounds by Wesley. This is Brait moving upfield. Gets past one defender. She's got to play to feet and does. And then taken away by Elmhurst. I think this has got to be Elmhurst's strategy against the Thunder is when the Thunder defense has it, pressure them and step to the other marks upfield. Shot from distance is going to go wide. But if they're able to do that, they prevent Wheaton from getting the ball to their forwards. If they're marking up the midfield and the defenders.
Yeah, and you're seeing Coach Pelski probably as frustrated as we've seen him all year, yelling at his midfield after that one. The possession at the midfield for the Thunder is just not what it's been up to the last couple of weeks. That's something that they have to tighten up because their midfielders are so solid with the ball on their feet.
Headed back to Barreto off the goal kick, and she will punt away towards the far side of midfield. Played back away by the Blue Jays. Campbell back to midfield. We'll watch this go out of bounds. Throwing for the Thunder, throwing for Campbell. Defensive third far side. Tossed into Carrie Shannon, trying to turn with it. Right foot goes towards midfield. Stepping is Kopelman. It's headed back over her to Shannon, though, and she plays right foot upfield, trying to send Orweiler towards the box. Orweiler with one defender to beat. Not able to catch up to the ball. Played away by Thompson towards the far side. Kopelman keeps it in play. Nice touch to Carrie Shannon. Shannon's going to lose this one now to the foot of Caldwell. Caldwell drops it back, and it's played away to Turner. Top of the attacking third. Turner plays square to Liebedor, and there's that step that we see from Wesley and Beckwith so far this game, putting pressure on Liebedor or either of the outside backs moving upfield. Out of bounds throw near side for the Thunder. Kishkunis to take it. 21 minutes left here in the first half, 0-0. Kishkunis goes down the line to Orweiler. Left foot, drop back to Berg. Orweiler turning with it and has it knocked out of bounds by Shapazian. Another throw for the Thunder, this one to be taken by Liebedor. Tossed in down the line to Berg, turning with it towards the end line. Berg with Shapazian stepping to close space and contain. Berg touching past Shapazian, just too much on the ball, trying to go end line towards the near post.
Sub for the Blue Jays, Samantha Perry, freshman out of Naperville, checks in, replacing number 17, Katie Bastian. Really, we've seen some very effective marking from the Blue Jays here in the first half, not giving the Thunder much space, and it's frustrated them so far with their ball possession.
It absolutely has. And you look at the Blue Jays conference games so far as Orweiler now moving in towards the top of the box. Orweiler got to beat the keeper, left foot, back of the net, Orweiler, 1-0, Wheaton in front.
And that's a nice touch ball from Orweiler. Has her head upfield when the ball's ahead of her. Really just plays well past the back line. The keeper might have wanted to stay on her line there. Came out, Orweiler just has to touch her over the keeper. That's an easy goal for Orweiler.
1-0 Wheaton. We've got 20 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first half. But you look at the other conference games for Elmhurst. Carthage was close, 2-1. North Park was close. They lost 1-0. You look at North Central was pretty close, 3-1. Illinois Wesleyan, they only lost 2-0 to Illinois Wesleyan. So this is an Elmhurst team that can play just about with everybody.
Unfortunately, there's a difference between what Elmhurst done playing with people, and the Thunder have just blown those teams out of the water so far, just really taking care of business. So that's the difference that you see as settling for playing with and just wanting to leave them in the dust as the Thunder have done so far this year.
Here's Clark, plays near sideline for Liebedor. Liebedor goes line for Berg. Back to midfield, now turns towards midfield. Man stepping from behind, dispossesses, that is Wesley, and just no communication to Berg that she had a defender stepping from behind. Knocked back now to Liebedor, and she plays right foot upfield to the right thigh of Shapazian. Taken away by Orweiler. Cutting towards the middle of the field, Orweiler man on behind, now plays over towards the near sideline, overshoots Berg. Out of bounds throwing for the Blue Jays.
And you're already seeing the effects of the goal. The Thunder a lot more confident with their touches now on that possession. Really having the smell that the Blue Jays are on the defensive now. Thunder a little bit more familiar territory.
Liebedor wins the throw-in for the Thunder, knocks it towards the middle of the field. This is going to be taken by Caldwell, then taken right back by Liebedor and moving down the near sideline. Liebedor has it on her right foot, sending Berg towards the end line. Nice ball. Berg is going to get there, keeps it in play, and knocked across towards the near post, collected by the keeper.
And that's one where Berg might just want to settle, try to make a move on the defender and set something up, moving herself towards the near post, and then you can play negative with options.
Punt won by Turner in the middle of the field, then a high ball sent from Samantha Perry. Just checked into the game for Elmhurst over towards the far side, out of bounds off of the Thunder. Throw for Elmhurst.
$18-10 to go here. The Thunder with the goal by Orweiler, first on the board, as they now lead 1-0.
That goal from Orweiler was her 11th of the year. And you look at tonight as being, this afternoon as being recognizing the seniors on this team. And Rusty, you know how many seniors are on this team.
Just the one, Brittany Berg. So that's it's a scary situation for the rest of the CCIW as well as the country. This is a Thunder team that's really hitting their stride the last couple of weeks with only one senior.
Ball all the way back into the hands of Barreto after Campbell inadvertently took down a Blue Jay player on the far side. Advantage was called all the way back into Barreto possession. I believe on the far side.
That's Sarah Harvey, I believe.
That's right, one of the co-captains of this team.
Speaking of seniors, Harvey down for the Blue Jays. Subs for the Thunder, Shelby Anthony and Val Lilly checking in. Harvey's going to check out for the Blue Jays, replaced by Anna Paul. Caitlin Kishkunis and Kristen Clark will check out for the Thunder.
This is going to be tossed in all the way to the goalie. And Brake cuts it short, actually, as she'll prefer to play out by herself. Gives it to Liebedor. Back to Brake. Elmhurst steps, played away with the left. Finding Berg. Backtracking is Berg. She has defender on her hip. And then plays square across, switching play, trying to find Campbell. not going to be able to keep it in. Out of bounds throw for Elmhurst.
This one where she had Anthony just a couple steps away, just give it a short drop and let Anthony start to carry it upfield instead.
Touched forward by Anthony off the throw. This is going to go to the foot of Belmont. And then touched away out of bounds by Carrie Shannon on the far side of the field. Throwing for the Blue Jays subs for both sides.
Jen Lee on for the Thunder. For the Blue Jays, Allie Siebel. Lee's going to replace Campbell. Siebel will replace Shelly Shapazian.
15:55 left here in the first half. 1-0 Wheaton in front on the goal by Orweiler, her 11th of the year.
And you're starting to see Coach Felski see some complacency in the way his team's playing, so he's getting the subs in. Not sure if he's just giving his starters a rest because they've had a pretty grueling schedule, or just trying to send the point that we can't play the way that we are right now.
Played forward to Berg. Nice through ball to Orweiler, moving towards the corner flag on the far side. Orweiler cuts back to her left foot, drop back top corner of the box, far side for Carrie Shannon, has it on her right foot. She'll drop it all the way back to Jen Lee. Ball in the air towards the far post, headed away by by Amy Bastian, then played in the air, still in the attacking third for the Thunder. This is Shelby Anthony trying to bring it down. And touched away from her, out of bounds, far side throwing for the Thunder, coming up on the attacking third.
Nice to see as soon as Orweiler got that through ball, Val Lilly came streaking down the backside of the field. And if they could have seen her, she was wide open coming onto the back post. And I think Jen Lee saw her, which is why she chipped that ball towards that post.
Played back from Orweiler, trying to find Anthony up the middle. Knocked away all the way back to Brate. She's got space towards the near side. Beats her oncoming attacker instead and finds Lee on the line. Lee dropped back to the center stripe. This is Shannon with it. Played square across the midline to Liebedor. Liebedor knocks it upfield to Berg. Berg has wide open on the near side Lilly. Just couldn't see her in time, and playing back over towards the far side of the field. This is into Elmhurst possession. Taken by Anna Paul. And then knocked away by Shannon back to Brate. Top of the defensive third, Brate plays right foot down the far sideline. Won by Elmhurst and then taken away by Kopelman. Coming up on the top of the attacking third, Kopelman has it on her right foot. Cutting back, drops it back to Shannon. Has it on her right foot. Shannon moving laterally across the field. Plays all the way over and knocked away towards the near side. Back into Thunder possession in Wheaton territory. This is Brate with it, going line to Liebedor. Turns line and then cuts back. Plays to Anthony, middle of the field. Man on her back. Anthony plays ahead to Lilly. Touches one time to Berg and then sending Lilly towards the end line. Knocked away by Thompson, and they're going to say this is off of Lilly, goal kick.
Yeah, that's the right call there, as it went off the defender and then off of Lilly's thigh. But you've seen some nice energy coming off the bench for Coach Felski so far today, as Lilly's really been running up and down the sidelines well. And you've seen Jen Lee join the attack several times from her back spot.
Goal kick won by Kopelman, and again, you hear where are we coming from the Elmhurst bench. No blue jerseys there to try to win the header. Touched ahead to Berg. Turns with it. Plays square to Kopelman into the attacking third of the field. Right up the middle, Kopelman trying to find Berg on the near sideline. Berg sends Lilly upfield towards the end line. Lilly trying to turn towards the near post. Keeps it in. Drops it back to Orweiler. One time. Back of the net. Side netting to the far post. 2 goals for Orweiler. The assist to Lilly. 2 goals for the Thunder. 12 and a half minutes left in the first half.
That's a beautiful play all the way around. Started on the near side with Berg to Kopelman. Kopelman outside to Berg, who played Lilly on a one-touch. That's a great triangle setup for the Thunder. And then Lilly does a nice job getting to the corner, and Orweiler with an extremely hard angle to put that in. As it's hard, you got to get around the ball when the ball's rolling across your face, and she almost bent it to the post and passed, but caught just enough of the netting to send it into the back of the net. Just a great goal all the way around for the Thunder.
Rusty, if that doesn't cross the end line between the pipes, that's bending all the way back for a throw-in on the far side.
That's right, because that ball had so much backspin, there was no way if it didn't hit the net that it was going to go out of bounds. So fortunately for the Thunder, and Orweiler just went in.
Touched ahead to Lilly. Played forward on the ground to Orweiler, one timing it up front, trying to find McKenzie, who just checked into the game for Berg. And it's knocked back upfield. Top corner of the box, near side. This is Lilly with it. Drop to McKenzie. Right foot. Ball across the box. Trying to find Orweiler. Chests it in the box. And trying to find someone else. Kopelman on the 18. Has it on her right foot. Kopelman takes a hit off the defense. And knocked all the way back towards the top of the attacking third for the Thunder. Here's Liebedor. Plays near side Lilly. One time finds McKenzie. McKenzie trying to move into the box. And going to be whistled for a foul that really didn't look like it occurred as Allie Siebel was trying to push McKenzie off the ball, and McKenzie just dodged it. Siebel hit the turf.
It looks like it's one of those where you're leaning up against somebody and they move and you fall down, where McKenzie tried to work around her and Siebel fell down, and it looked like McKenzie threw her. But from where the official was, from that angle, it did look like a foul. But from our angle, I'm not sure I agree.
Played over far side, touched ahead by Lee to Shannon, cutting back towards the middle of the field. She's got Anthony into space and plays her into the circle. Anthony with Lilly upfield if she sees her and does try to send her. This is going to be headed away, though, by Bastian.
It's a nice idea there by Anthony, try to play up and over the defender.
Now ball played into the back for the Thunder, and Turner stepping was debating whether or not to play the ball or let it go to Brait, and at the last second decided to let it go. It popped up and hit her hand. This will be a good free kick opportunity for the Blue Jays, several yards off the 18.
And unfortunately, you give the Blue Jays a chance to go back on the offensive, as they were in full defense mode here for the past 5 minutes or so, as the Thunder have just been throwing balls back into the box. But now you give them a chance to set up on the offensive half.
Erin Bastian will be taking this one. She has 2 goals and 3 assists on the season.
Thunder are going to set up a 4-man wall with McKenzie, Shannon, Turner, and Liebedor, and then they will mark up the 5 blue shirts at the top of the box.
All signs point to a shot on this. Bastian driven off the wall, back towards her, and she'll knock it over towards the far side. Cutting back on the far side is Perry, and then losing it towards the top corner of the box. Stepping is Lee, gives it to Kopelman. Moving upfield, Kopelman going to send Lee towards the far sideline. And already you see Wheaton's shape moving up the field as Lilly is into space on the near side with nobody on her. And this is going to go out of bounds on the far side off of the Thunder.
Stop the clock, Julie.
And it looks like we've got a player with blood on the elbow, and that's going to be Erin Bastian. She's going to have to come off the field for the Blue Jays. But you see that whole shape moving up the field, and if you're on the weak side as a midfielder, your job, if your team's moving the ball up the field on the strong side, is to fill space and be ready for that switch of play.
And that's what we didn't see about the first 10, 15 minutes. But after the first goal, the Thunder did a nice job getting the whole, as you mentioned, the whole formation moving up together. The first time we saw Lilly streaking by herself. This past time we saw the whole midfield move up together and fill that space in the circles.
Moving in towards the end line is Orweiler, knocks it back, keeps it in play. McKenzie dropped to Kopelman, and a shot is headed away. Back towards the top of the box, Kopelman, shot off the defense. This is Anthony. She'll drop it all the way back to Liebedor. Top of the attacking third on the near side. Liebedor has it on her right foot and trying to send a man into the box. This is going to go to the end line, collected by Corbell.
You'd like to see Kopelman just rip that one. You got a 2-goal lead. You can be aggressive. Really looked like she tried to control where the ball was going to go. She's got a powerful foot, and the ball's coming straight onto the body. You'd like to see her just let that one loose and see what happens.
This is going to be Carrie Shannon with it. Played in the air towards the top of the box and headed back to the keeper. Smart play by Siebel. 8.5 minutes left in the first half. 2-0 is our score. Wheaton in front off of 2 goals from Orweiler. She's got 12 now on the season.
And Elmhurst continues to struggle with the balls from the goalie, as that one just went straight out of bounds.
Here's Shannon sending Lee down the far sideline. Nice run by the outside back. Lee has it on her right foot. Played back off the defense, but to Orweiler, side of the box. Back out to Lee, outside the box. Top corner of the box, now far side for Shannon. Trying to cut it back and losing it. A foul is called on the tackle as the foot was won before the ball. This will be a free kick, top corner of the box, far side for the Thunder.
Something we haven't seen a lot of from Jen Lee so far this year. She's just been moving forward out of that cornerback spot ever since entering about 15 minutes ago. That time did a great job running and then leaving it for someone else once the defense came and really set up what could have been a cross situation. But now they've got a good setup where they get a free kick from just outside the top of the box.
Brait to take the free kick for the Thunder. Played in the air towards the 6. Headed by Shannon just wide.
Heading for Wheaton, number 21,
Goal kick.
Hillary Quinn.
Hillary Quinn checks into the game. She will replace Ann Turner.
Brittany Bird, please meet Assistant Athletic Director Julie Davis at the end of the grandstands.
You know, Brait's got an impressive foot for a free kick for a freshman, and she's really able to pound it from deep, but also really position that one well where she knew her teammates were going to be.
And usually when Kishkunis is on the field, you see Kishkunis take those in the attacking third of the field, but it's great to know that Brait is perfectly capable of not only the big foot, but as you said, the location. Foul in the middle of the field. This is on the Thunder. Free kick for Elmhurst. Right side of the circle.
Just a delayed call. They were giving Elmhurst the advantage as we try to find a ball somewhere.
6.5 minutes left here in the first half. Wheaton in front 2-0. Free kick played short. This is going to be to Amy Bastian. Played into the box, headed away by Liebedor to Lily. Lily plays away with the right foot. Good stuff getting that ball away. And then played back in towards Wheaton's defensive third. Anthony going to send a ball towards the near sideline. Lily, great effort towards the near sideline, trying to keep it in, just not able to get there in time. Throw in for Bastian. Taken away by Lily and trying to find Kopelman. It's going to be knocked over to Shannon, and now sending Lee again into the attack up across midfield. She plays Orweiler. Orweiler, nice touch outside of the foot, finds Lee, and then again forward trying to find Orweiler. This is going to be taken away by Thompson and then depossessed by the Thunder. Here's Lily moving in with the right foot, plays on the ground towards the top of the box, trying to find Kopelman, not able to, knocked away. This will go out of bounds on the far sideline, throw in for the Thunder.
Yeah, Lee doing a great job there setting up that run, just giving a little back and forth with Orweiler along the far side.
Throw-in goes under the foot of Kopelman and then knocked back into Thunder territory. Quinn up in the air wins the ball, and she plays off of Paul and right back to Quinn. Now it's knocked to Carlson. She'll drop it back towards the top of Elmhurst circle, and then stepping is Kopelman, dispossessing. Here comes Orweiler straight up the gut, and she is taken down.
That's about all that was going to stop Orweiler there, as you almost like her chances 1-on-4 with the back line of Elmhurst. They had that back line in full retreat mode once Orweiler took over at the bottom of the circle.
She is up and jogging of her own accord, which is great to see, as she has had injury problems before.
Well, her style of play is going to be injury prone, as she is just go, go, go all the time, always in the mix, as we've seen her be on the receiving end of some solid headbutts going up for 50-50 balls.
Brait plays to Liebedor, who puts a ball in towards the net, collected and preventing it from going in. Allison Corbell.
Elmhurst forced the Thunder to retreat there as they pulled up the back line, looking for an offsides trap right after the free kick. So really, Liebedor was planning on a run on there, but everybody had to drop back once the back line moved up.
Here's Brait on the far side, played in the air across the end line into the home section of the stands. We encourage you to come out for the second half. We got 4 minutes left here in the first half. 2-0 is our score. Wheaton College in front. Nice toss down the far sideline, played across and wide of the near post. And you hear head coach Paul Webster on the near side saying that's a waste. And Rusty, he wants that at least towards the far post. You must keep that in play.
Yeah, you got to give a teammate a chance to make a play, or even give the defense a chance to make a mistake. As that one's just straight out of bounds, there's no chance for human error there.
Played towards the near side on the goal kick to Liebedor. She plays middle for Anthony and then to the line. This is going to be out of bounds, throwing for Elmhurst. Amy Bastian takes the throw. Tossed in to Carlson. Turning top of the box, and then clearance from Brait comes down on the far side. Moving towards midfield is Shannon, trying to control it. Flicks it up over one defender and then out of bounds off of that defender. Throw in for Shannon. Actually, she will leave it for Lee. Tossed in to Shannon. Traps it and then sends Lee down the far sideline again. Lee into the attacking third of the field once more. Played on the ground ahead towards the top of the box for McKenzie. Knocked away. Back towards Lee, out of bounds. Throwing for the Thunder. and they're going to whistle it for the Blue Jays. What's great to see about Lee taking the initiative, moving up the far sideline, that's something you usually get when Campbell is in. Then when you sit Campbell, really you've got a similar style of play on the far side still.
Yeah, you saw it right away from Lee, not even a hesitation. After she threw it in, she streaked upfield and got the ball right back from Shannon. So she's looking to push the formation forward at all times, which is a little bit different attack than what we've seen from her in the past.
Here's Shannon right on the center stripe. Plays all the way back to Liebedor. You'll see everyone step and mark up in the midfield now. Liebedor trying to beat Wesley. Plays to the line for Lily. She had a defender right on her back. Had to one time it to the middle, taken away by Elmhurst. This is Perry with it. Touched into the circle and ahead by Aaron Bastian. Stepping is Liebedor, winning it for the Thunder. And now she surveys the field, finds Anthony bottom of the circle. Space towards the near side, and she finds Lily right at midfield. Cuts it back under her left foot, trying to beat a man upfield and trying to send McKenzie. Missed clearance by Thompson, goes straight up in the air. Ball played in towards Orweiler. Touched away, and then a shot over the crossbar from Lily. Good pace on that one.
Tremendous one-timer from Lily as the ball just settles and she rips. And just couldn't quite get it to duck under the crossbar. Minute 20 to go till halftime. The Thunder on top 2-0.
Goal kick to be taken by Corbell. In the air towards the far side of midfield. And this one does come down in Elmhurst possession. Paul with it. Quickly taken away, though, by Anthony and then sent forward by Shannon. Towards McKenzie. It's going to be knocked back away from her to Caldwell. Caldwell dribbling up across midfield. She's got a mind to take this all the way into the attacking third. Caldwell now sending it over towards the near side. This is Wesley with it. Near the top corner of the box, near side. Stepping as Liebedor gets a foot on it. It should be a handball on the ground on Wesley. No call, and it's knocked back out before playing it in towards the end line. Out of bounds off of the Thunder. Corner kick for Elmhurst with 30 seconds left here in the first half.
That's Amy Bastian taking in the corner for the Blue Jays.
They really can take their time as they could make this the last play. They're going to play it a little early towards the near post and knocked back down the end line. For another corner kick, we have got 15 seconds left in the first half.
And now they will have to hurry a little bit as they're down to 10.
Bastian playing it across, trying to cut this deficit in half.
7,
and it will be touched
6,
away by Kopelman.
5, 4,
just a space
3,
down the near side. That'll
2,
do it for the first half.
1.
After the first 45 minutes, Rusty, Wheaton in front 2-0. We saw Elmhurst attacking well for the majority of the first half of the first half. And then Wheaton finally able to find something up top, and that something came in the form of Jamie Orweiler.
Yeah, Orweiler's been the spark plug for this team all season long. As when they've needed a goal, it's been Orweiler to step up. So it's fitting that she picks them up with 2 goals in the first half. And ever since that first goal, it's been a more attacking style for the Thunder. They've had the confidence back. They realize that they're the better team and that they're going in for the kill.
When we come back, we'll break down the first half a little more, and we have some halftime statistics for you. But for now, we'll send it back to the studio.
Where they'll do, mix up, have boys and girls, and then you separate later. But it's just softball as well.
Just softball, yeah. No t-ball with the boys.
Yeah. Do you play any other sports?
Stepping is Amy Bastian to take the throw. Looking towards the center of the field, she's got Aaron Bastian and goes instead to Wesley. Turning, she is away in the box. Left foot across the box into the hands of Barreto. And that's what happens when you take the gamble trying to step in front of your mark to win the ball.
Yeah, we've seen Clark a couple of times get herself out of positions so far today. Normally a real steady defender for the Thunder.
Shannon on the near side. Ball on her right foot, has Berg in front of her. Plays off of Aaron Bastian perfectly to Kishkunis. And Kishkunis will have this one touched away from her by Katie Bastian. Over towards midfield.
And Kishkunis back on the field after spending about the last 15-20 minutes or so of the first half on the bench. Coach Felski really wanted her to tighten up her play, so we'll see what adjustments were made during halftime. This is a second-half team with Thunder. They've outscored their opponents 28-5 in the second half.
Throw in far side for the Thunder coming up on midfield. It's knocked right back to Liebedor and then played line for Kishkunis. Has Turner towards the middle of the field. Instead goes upfield with the right foot trying to send Berg. Stepping, though, is Thompson, getting a foot on it and clearing it away. Thompson finds Wesley, who turns past Clark again, and I think Wesley may just be a little too nimble up front. She's going to win a foul call here, but as far as size goes, 5'3", so she's got the low to the ground quick with the ball factor going for her.
Yeah, and just really able to sidestep around Clark there, and Clark was left with a hold, which is where they get the foul call.
Ball played in the air towards the box, headed away by Kopelman. Stepping is Shannon, winning it with the chest and then trying to play it forward with the right foot, leaves it for Kopelman instead. And Kopelman sends Megan Campbell into space. Campbell with one defender stepping. Foul called right around midfield. This is going to be on Sarah Harvey. Free kick for the Thunder to be taken by Brait.
Yeah, just a tangling of feet there. Not probably could have. You might see that go without a foul call in some games, but
driven towards the 6. Flick on header towards the far post by Orweiler, goes out of bounds. Goal kick.
Yeah, nice free kick again from Brait. As with the wind blowing across the field like that, it's going to be a struggle to place the ball where you want to, and she did a nice job putting it on Orweiler's head there.
That's right. First half, Wheaton moved against the wind. Elmhurst moved with the wind, obviously switched here in the second half. Corbell takes the goal kick, won by Kishkunis. Nice trap. Sets up her right foot and plays ahead on the ground. This is going to go straight to the defense, though, and cleared away. Stepping is Clark, winning it in the air. Nice win. Trying to find Berg up top. Berg thighs it down. Backtracking, and then playing wide to Kishkunis. Ahead on the ground to Orweiler. Back to Kishkunis. Into the side of the box. Kishkunis moving towards the near post. Kishkunis left foot across the box, and this is going to be touched away. Nice save by the defense. Stepping is Megan Campbell. Played right foot back in towards the D. Knocked out. Top corner of the box, near side. Campbell drops it back to Shannon. Two defenders stepping on Shannon. She has no support and no one down the line. Knocked out of bounds. Throw for the Thunder. Really best case scenario for Shannon there.
Yeah, she was just hoping for help. Campbell, who had a join the run, was in front of her and really hustling to get back, but couldn't get there in time.
Tossed in ahead to Kopelman. Has it on her right foot. Defender in front of her. Played square. Shannon, top of the box. Played across the box towards the 6. Knocked out to Turner. Turner, first touch just too far out in front of her. And then knocking a girl down near the 18. Free kick for the Blue Jays.
Seen some solid possession here from the Thunder in the early going, as we're just over 4 minutes into the second half. The Thunder with a 2-goal lead, 2-0. So if the Thunder can continue to possess the way they have been over the first 4 minutes, you're going to see more goals here in the second half.
Corbell to take the free kick. This will come down near the bottom of the circle. Carrie Shannon trying to pass it forward. It's going to be knocked back to Turner now. Ahead to Kopelman right at the midline. Kopelman loses it to Wesley. Into the attack is Wesley. On her right foot, moving towards the 18. Shot! Skips into the hands of Barreto.
Barreto does a nice job squaring up her body to the ball. And when that ball bounced, she was square in front of it, just knocked it straight to the turf and then smothers it.
Drop kick for Barreto's got some distance on it. That's all the way into the attacking third of the field. Stepping is Orweiler trying to win it, knocked out of bounds by Jess Belmont. Throw in for the Thunder, taken quickly by Orweiler, goes into Shannon, now touched back to Orweiler. Top of the box extended towards the near side. Orweiler moving in towards the side of the box, steps over the ball. Two defenders on her, plays square to Kopelman. Kopelman sending Shannon, and Shannon is whistled offsides. Berg was definitely offsides, but apparently Shannon was as well.
I think they're going to whistle. I'm not sure they didn't whistle Berg for the offsides. It was the pass intended for Berg there, it looked like, just played behind her. Shannon was pretty close, though, on the near side.
Free kick played to the head of Turner. She touches over towards the far side for Kishkunis. Pressure on behind in the form of Beckwith. Drop back now to Liebedor. Liebedor cuts back under her left foot and then plays upfield to Orweiler, sending Berg top corner of the box. Far side, drop back. Kishkunis, ball played across the box to Orweiler, going for the hat trick. Off the post to Berg. Orweiler, and then wide on the shot attempt.
Shaved the woodwork by Orweiler. Just the unfriendly bounce, but great job by the Thunder there. really had the ball in the box, but saw some openings if they spread it wide, and Kishkunis played a nice ball in there.
Goal kick won by Kishkunis. Touch towards the middle of the field, trying to find Kopelman. Kopelman trying to settle. Plays over towards the near side for Shannon. Has it on her right foot. Moving in towards the top corner of the box on the near side. Plays square to Berg. Turning with it. 2-defender step. Drops it back to Clark. From distance, Clark going to put a shot over the crossbar.
Yeah, Clark's going to try to drive that rather than chip that. Try to get through the ball and on top of it, because with that chip, you're really getting under it too much. And on a day like today, the wind's just going to carry it.
Goal kick again for Corbell.
You're seeing some serious frustration by the Blue Jays on these goal kicks.
Well, and they're going against 15, 20 mile an hour wind. So it's tough to. They're trying to drive it low, but even then, just not enough of a foot to drive it low under the wind and then keep it moving upfield. Orweiler going to watch this go out of bounds off of Katie Bastian. Throw in near side, coming up on the top of the attacking third for the Thunder. Tossed in by Shannon. Trying to find Berg. This goes out of bounds. Another throw for Wheaton. Kopelman to take it. Kopelman looking to put this one in towards the side of the box. Gets it into Shannon. Flick on header towards the near post. Headed by Orweiler into the hands of the keeper.
Great throw there by Kopelman, getting some distance on it. A little bit of a crosswind there, and really let the wind help her out.
Megan Campbell winning it out of the air for the Thunder. She's away on the near side. Has Berg in front of her. Nice through ball trying to find her up top. Just getting a foot on it was Bastian. Berg still working with it, though. Plays towards the top of the box trying to find Orweiler. Orweiler going to have to win it back from the defense, and she does. Finds Berg. Now back to Orweiler, near side. Wide of the box. Moving into the side of the box now. Orweiler has it on her left foot. Touched away to Shannon. Right foot across the box, headed away. Up the middle of the field, stepping is Clark. She puts a ball on the ground to Berg. If she had trapped that, she might have been able to be in on goal, but just too much pace on it. Out of bounds goal kick.
Orweiler really sniffing out that hat trick, as Kopelman had one on Wednesday against Augustana. Orweiler wants one for her own here this afternoon. 36-20 to go here from Joe Bean, and the Thunder maintaining a 2-0 lead over the Elmhurst Blue Jays.
Driven up the field, won by Kopelman. Now over towards Kishkunis. Cuts it back under her left foot. Kishkunis has it taken away from her by Katie Bastian and then played upfield to Beckwith. Beckwith touching towards the top of Elmhurst circle. Stepping is Megan Campbell, getting something on it. Now over right side of the circle for Shannon. Ahead on the ground to Kopelman. And now wide to Shannon. That's going to overshoot her and shielded out of bounds by Amy Bastian. Throw in for Elmhurst. Tossed in and then taken away by the Thunder. Touch to head to Orweiler and out of bounds off of that Elmhurst D. That was off of Belmont. Throwing for Wheaton again. Tossed in from Orweiler to Shannon and then played line to Orweiler. Keeps it in bounds. Whole ball's got across. Orweiler moving into the side of the box. Plays to Kopelman. Kopelman's shot goes wide left. Tried to play that one with the outside of her right foot, just couldn't bend it back around.
That's a tough ball to play with your right foot. As you're running to your left, the ball is moving across your face right to left. You have to time that perfectly in order to square that up. That's a much easier hit with your left foot, but that was where the window was with the right, so it's a good attempt. Just couldn't quite get it on, as I mentioned, it's just an extremely tough shot.
Goal kick for Corbell. Just under 35 minutes left in regulation. Wheaton in front 2-0. Kishkunis wins it in the air on the far side. This will be out of bounds off the head of Kishkunis. Throwing up across midfield for Elmhurst. Taken by Shapazian. Into Bastian and then touched forward trying to find Wesley up top. She tries to turn on Clark. Maybe a little too much hands. No call. Wesley knocked outside and then played back. Tough ball from the outside from Beckwith and taken away by Kopelman. Touched ahead to Kishkunis. Outside for Leibador and then played in the air towards midfield. Headed out of bounds by Elmhurst. Far side, top of the defensive third for the Thunder. Thrown in to Brait in the back. Going line for Leibador and knocked back to Brait again. Brait with it on her right foot. She plays square to Clark. Clark goes down the line to Campbell, and then trying to touch it forward, has it taken away by Amy Bastian. In towards the center of the pitch. Plays the ball to space, touched away high by Liebedor. And this one will skirt all the way back into the hands of Barreto.
Some great quick touches by the Blue Jays there, as that ball was really moving, able just to redirect it enough to get it to where they had players.
Drop kick for Barreto goes to midfield to Berg. She goes wide for Kishkunis. Cuts back to her right foot and sends Orweiler upfield. Nice poke. Knocking the ball away with Steph Thompson.
Ooh. That's a foul call that could have gone either way, as they both had their arms linked and they both went down.
It's going to be in favor of the Blue Jays. Just across midfield, free kick. Played forward on the ground to Aaron Bastian and knocked back to Steph Thompson. Into the attack is the defender. Thompson going to have this touched away by the Wheaton attacker, Brittany Berg. Throw in for Elmhurst, far side, attacking third of the field. Halfway up the box. Tossed in to the side of the box. Kopelman heads it away immediately ahead to Berg. 2-on-4. Berg will send Orweiler. Why not? Two people with the most speed on the field, possibly. Not able to catch up to it on the far side. Throw in for Elmhurst.
Yeah, if that ball stays in bounds, though, Orweiler's got the speed to run that one down. Just the wind pushing that back towards that far sideline and out of bounds.
Throw in for Elmhurst on that far side. Kopelman wins it. Kishkunis trying to come down with it and does, sending the ball down the far sideline. This one will stay in before crossing the end line. Goal kick for Corbell. Sun is out and it is a strong wind, as it's definitely picked up here in the second half. Moving diagonally towards that far attacking corner for the Thunder.
It's going to be interesting to see how this wind plays out in tonight's football game, as Carthage is going to come out and try to throw it 45, 50 times tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how the wind affects the game planning for both teams in that football game tonight.
Back in towards the keeper and collecting it is Corbell. Drop kick for Corbell. Knocked down immediately by the wind over towards the near side. Possession for Elmhurst, touched by Harvey towards the middle of the field for Aaron Bastian, and she drops it back to Belmont. Touching it forward. Thank you very much. Carrie Shannon's right there, moving into the attack play ahead, trying to find Kopelman. Not able to find her. Taken away by Aaron Bastian. Shannon back in, wins the tackle for the Thunder. Shannon has it on her right foot, sending a ball ahead to Kishkunis. Kishkunis turns with it. Ball on the ground into the box, just past Orweiler, out of bounds, far side. We have 15-mile-an-hour winds right now at Joe Bean Stadium.
It's a nice show there by Kishkunis. Had spread wide, saw an opening to the inside, was calling for the ball from Shannon. Shannon was fortunate to get it to roll over a foot of a Blue Jay midfielder. But a good show by Kishkunis.
Right at midfield, this is Wesley with it. Maybe trying to do a little too much there. Ball is away on the far side of the field. Kishkunis going to try to catch up with this one. Not able to, out of bounds. Throwing on the far side for Elmhurst. 2-0 Wheaton in front, 15 minutes into the second half. Throw in to be taken by Shapazian. Goes in down that far sideline, trying to find Katie Bastian, who will knock it out of bounds. Throw for the Thunder. Tossed in by Liebedor, knocked right back towards Liebedor and away from her to midfield. Turner back to Clark. Clark plays over near side for Campbell. Campbell touches up past one attacker, but to the foot of another. That's played in by Amy Bastian towards Wheaton's box. Brait is back on it, stepping over and moving towards the near sideline. Knocking it off of Harvey and staying in bounds somehow on that end line. Finally cleared away by Campbell. Towards midfield, this is one out of the air by Belmont. Towards the middle of the field, top of the defensive third for the Thunder. Here come the Blue Jays. This is Beckwith with it. Top of the box shot into the hands of Barreto. That was from Caldwell, looking for her 5th goal of the year.
And Harvey shaking up again here on the near side following that deflection off of Brait.
Touched over towards the near sideline for Berg. Keeping it in play, trying to set up herself down the line. Knocked away from her. Good marking by Amy Bastian. Touched forward now into space, and just a waste of possession there as that goes to the Thunder. Brait with it. And you see not as much intensity now trying to cut off those passes between the defenders from the Blue Jays. Thunder being a little dangerous with the ball there, though. Clark exposing that one in her own box. If that's taken away, that's a one on the keeper. And you always like the offensive player's chances there. Shannon with it on her right foot, sending it upfield, and that's going to be right to the foot of Bastian. Amy playing it forward and cleared away by Clark. Trying to find Orweiler. Moving in towards the top of the box. She is onside. Orweiler looking for the hat trick. Got it to her. Jamie Orweiler, 3 goals. Wheaton leads 3-0. And a great ball from Clark, who sees Orweiler reversing position there. And then it's, again, just a one on the keeper as it's past the defender. The assist goes to Kristen Clark, as Rusty mentioned. That is her first assist of the year. Jamie Orweiler now with 3 goals on the afternoon, 13 on the season. Consecutive hat-trick games for the Thunder now. That's Copeland against Augustine on Wednesday, and now it's Orweiler today. And the Thunder look like they're well on their way to setting up that showdown in Bloomington on Wednesday night. That's right. Looking to take on the Titans, who are currently
for number 5, Jamie
undefeated and ranked number 3 in the country. So that almost definitely be a top 5 matchup when the new rankings come out. Trying to play over towards the near side is Clark. Not able to. Stepping is Kopelman, getting in on the action. Drops it back to Turner. Then played forward to Kishkunis. Drop back from Turner towards the bottom of the circle for Liebedor. She plays back to Clark. Has it on her right foot. Has Campbell open. Goes line instead to Berg. Nice find. Berg goes near sideline for Carrie Shannon. Knocked out of bounds by Amy Bastian. Throwing top of the attacking third. Bastian wins the header off the throw from Shannon. Stepping those Kopelman. Has it on her right foot. Trying to drop outside to Shannon. Not enough on it. And it's knocked out of bounds by Aaron Bastian. Throw for the Thunder, sub for the Thunder. Grace McKenzie coming on for the Thunder. She will replace Carrie Shannon. Nope, excuse me, will replace Kopelman. Shannon goes over to take the throw in now. 2/3 of the way up the box. Takes the throw in, halfway up the box to McKenzie, and it's touched away out of bounds. Another throw for the Thunder. Top corner of the box, near side extended. And another sub, Jen Leon for the Thunder.
Number 12, Jennifer Lee.
Lee will now replace Shannon. And so Megan Campbell moves up to take the throw, and they're going to move Liebedor to a midfield spot. Tossed into Kishkunis, cuts it under her left foot, nice move, and then touched away from her by Sarah Harvey. Moved upfield, stepping is Lee and sends a nice ball right back into Elmhurst's box to the keeper. Corbell to punt away. Punt is won by Beckwith, headed upfield towards Brait. Brait dodges one attacker, has it on her right foot, surveying the field and then playing it right foot towards the near sideline. This is one in the air by Amy Bastian. Stepping is Orweiler, though, and winning it back for the Thunder. Orweiler turns near sideline, finds Kishkunis. Step over, trying to move past her defender, and Amy Bastian knocks it out of bounds. She's been pretty solid at that left back position. We've seen some fancy footwork used by the Thunder, but Elmhurst not really having any of it. They do a great job marking the ball and not being swayed by the feet movement. Out of bounds on the near side, throw in for Elmhurst. Amy Bastian to take it. Tossed into Aaron Bastian. And out to the foot of Kishkunis. Campbell, Kishkunis on the near sideline, and then to Campbell advancing into the attack down the near sideline, sending Berg trying to move in towards the end line, cuts back past one defender, has another one stepping top corner of the box, near side left foot. Berg takes a hit, skips into the hands of the keeper. Nice job by Berg to get loose down the sidelines. Probably some of the most room she's seen along the sideline so far today. Elmhurst has done a nice job bottling her up. Drop kick for Corbell, and doesn't look like the wind had any say in that one. Corbell sends it into Wheaton territory. Now it's knocked back over towards the far side. Beckwith steps on it, right foot, then left foot, splits the defense upfield, trying to find Harvey. Harvey drops it for Aaron Bastian and sent forward into the box for Lindsey Carlson. Stepping his break, getting something on it, and now playing away with the left foot. Out of bounds near that half flag on the far side.
And Val Lilly in for the Thunder. She'll replace Kish Kunis. For the Blue Jays, Val Wesley will replace Amy Bastian. And number 21, Allie Siebel, is going to replace Biba Beckwith.
Throw in for Shapazian, far side. Right around midfield, tossed into Katie Bastian. And Katie going to head this one across the sideline. 23-23 left in the game. Wheaton in front 3-0. Shapazian trying to win it on the far side for Elmhurst. Not able to. Touched forward now by Lee. This is going to be taken out of the air by Aaron Bastian. And played forward by Katie Bastian. Play goes ahead to Carlson. Drops it off to Katie Bastian. Right foot in the air, into the box. Barreto off her line, into her gloves. Barreto looking to switch play. Lilly backtracks to receive the ball. Now turns upfield. Lilly trying to dribble past her man, and it's knocked out of bounds off of
number 5,
Lilly.
Samantha Perry.
Throw for Elmhurst.
Sam Perry in for the Blue Jays, replacing number 7, Aaron Bastian. Katie Fulton in the game, replacing Clark for the Thunder.
Belmont tosses in for Elmhurst. Header won by Turner, and then ahead trying to find McKenzie. McKenzie backtracking, drops to Lilly, and she drops to Campbell. Campbell plays ahead, bottom of the circle for Turner. Drop to Foltz in the defense. Dribbling outside the attacking third. Foltz finds Lee on the line, just shy of midfield. And Lee going to watch this go across the sideline, not able to keep it in. Throw in for the Blue Jays.
22 minutes to go. Thunder still with a 3-goal lead. All 3 goals scored by Orweiler this afternoon.
Turner plays ahead to Orweiler. She's got McKenzie and Berg in front of her. Lilly away on the near side. If she can see her, it's touched away too soon. And possessed by DeMoss. It's taken away by Lee. And Lee plays towards midfield. That's DeMoss with it. Played ahead towards the bottom of the circle. Campbell going to take out an Elmhurst player at midfield. Excuse me, just ahead of the top of the circle for the Blue Jays. That was Perry that went down. Free kick for the Blue Jays. Played short by Thompson to Belmont. The left back plays ahead. Won by Orweiler. All the way back towards Thompson, who will play this high and knocked down by the wind wide of the target. Goal kick.
You're going to have to really put something special on the ball to score from that far out. And even on a day like today, the wind's just going to mess with any chances that you have.
This game started off coming from the west, so really favoring one side. It's moved to coming from the south, really. So as you mentioned, the football game, it might be running to the north, which really wouldn't have too much of an impact on balls downfield, other than how they're moving horizontally.
Checking in for the Thunder, Megan Simons.
Number 8, Meg Simons.
And she will replace Brittany Berg.
Throwing for the Thunder on the far side, Lee to take it. Goes down the line, flick on header from Liebedor. Is knocked back to Katie Bastian. Stepping is Campbell, winning it in the midfield for the Thunder, and then touched by McKenzie to Elmhurst possession. Knocked towards the top of the circle for Elmhurst. And touched back by Carlson to Katie Bastian. Ball towards the top of the box now. One bounce and touched away by Lee to the foot of Katie Bastian. She'll take a hit from distance. That goes wide left. Goal kick.
More subs for the Blue Jays. Coming onto the field now, number 16, Amy Bastian, and number 10, Kelsey Caldwell returning,
Number 10,
replacing Sarah Harvey
Caldwell.
and Heather
Number
DeMoss.
16, Amy Bastian.
Goal kick to be taken by Brait. Driven up the middle of the field, header won by Katie Bastian. Moving forward now is Caldwell and has it touched away from her. Simons can't keep it in on the near side. Throw in for Elmhurst. Top of their attacking third on the near side.
Erin Bastian replacing Katie Bastian for the Blue Jays. Hard to keep the Bastians separate.
Well, there's three of them. Campbell knocks out of bounds near side. Throwing for the Blue Jays. Amy Bastian tosses in to Caldwell. Corner flag near side. Caldwell battling with Campbell. Drops it back to Perry. Knocked away from her. And kept in play. Back towards Perry, turning with it. Taken away by Orweiler. Orweiler moving upfield. She'll switch it over towards the far side. This is Liebedor into the attack up across midfield. Liebedor cuts it back towards the far sideline. Miscommunication there. McKenzie ran away from the ball. Liebedor wanted her to go towards it, and it's knocked all the way back to Lee. Lee finds Liebedor. Far side, top of the attacking third of the field. Inside McKenzie, now back outside for Lee. Lee halfway up the box sends Liebedor towards the end line, and Liebedor was offsides.
That's a hard thing for Liebedor, who's running, looking to the outside where Lee is and not really looking back to the middle of the field where the back is for Elmhurst. So really can't see where that offsides line is, and she just drifted her way past the line into the corner.
Headed out of bounds off the free kick by Lee. Throwing on the far side for Elmhurst. With 17 and a half minutes left in regulation, Wheaton in front 3-0. Looking to stay undefeated in conference. And Rusty, we spoke with head coach Pete Felsky at the end of last game, saying how do you let this game not be kind of a letdown game as it's sandwiched between Augustana and Illinois Wesleyan. And he basically said it can't be a letdown game. We have to come out and take it one game at a time and take care of business.
Esther Tan replaces Megan Campbell. Hillary Quinn replaces Ann Turner. And the term he used, Noah, was he called it a setup game. As that it's not really a sandwich game as much as it's a setup game. You have to win this one to set up the Illinois Wesleyan game on Wednesday. As if you lose that one, then you're playing. It's not so much a game for the conference championship as you're playing to win yourself back in. Then it becomes a must-win to try to host the tournament.
Here's Lily on the near side, moving towards the end line, and bodied off the ball by Belmont. Goal kick. Goal kick taken, driven well. Quinn up trying to win it in the middle of the field. It's going to come down in Elmhurst possession. Knocked back to Brait, though. And Brait will lose this one to Bastian. Amy Bastian plays towards the top of the box. Touched away by Lee to midfield. And that's McKenzie with it. Plays wide far side for Liebedor. Up across midfield on the ground to McKenzie. Right back to Liebedor, and a ball in the air in towards the box. Into the hands of the keeper.
Liebedor and McKenzie playing a nice 1-2 game over there on the far side. It's the second or third time we've seen them. Liebedor will just drop it off to McKenzie, who keeps her running down the sideline.
Drop kick going to come down in Wheaton territory. Back towards Jen Lee on the far side. Trying to keep it in near the corner flag is Wesley for Elmhurst, and knocked out of bounds by Lee. Throwing for Elmhurst. Subs for Elmhurst.
Katie Bastian and Biba Beckworth back in, replacing Sam Perry and Lindsey Carlson. So now we've got all three Bastians on the field.
This one tossed into the side of the box. Stepping is Orweiler. Winning it and dribbling out of the back. Orweiler with space towards the near side. Finds McKenzie. She's got space towards the near side. Just sent it straight ahead. Stepping is the Elmhurst defense and playing away.
And McKenzie had Val Lilly on the outside here, who nobody had recognized yet. Just running unmarked down this side. If she could have dropped it outside, Lily's got a great run on goal, or to set up the other three who are running across the pitch.
That's where you've really just got to be vocal even before the ball reaches McKenzie.
Really establish your presence beforehand. Then while you're running, continue to establish where you're at, because you can't always see who's running behind, and you've got to be able to lead a runner on the outside there. So you've got to call for it outside there, that you're running alongside, even though you might not be in her peripheral vision yet.
14 minutes left in regulation. Wheaton in front 3-0. Punted away by Corbell. Head towards McKenzie, trying to flick on header forwards, trying to find Simons. Not able to, knocked away towards midfield. This is Lee with it, trying to possess for the Thunder. Lilly again with all the space in the world on the near side to Orweiler. Turning towards the near side. And now playing to Tan. And now you'll see Lilly marked up as she receives the ball. Back to Tan and then forward to Simons. Stepping, though, was Thompson. Knocking it away. Out of bounds, throwing for the Thunder. Tossed in by Simons, trying to find Lilly. Out of bounds. This will be a throw for Elmhurst. Tossed in, won by Lilly. Now played out of bounds on the near side by Elmhurst. Throwing for the Thunder, coming up on the top of the attacking third, subs for both sides.
Berg and Shelby Anthony back in, Liebedor and McKenzie back out. You have to assume. And for Elmhurst, Sarah Harvey.
In for Wheaton, number 3, Shelby Anthony, and number 6, Brittany Berg.
Couldn't quite see who came off for the Blue Jays. No, coming off for the Blue Jays will be Shelly Shapazian. So you have to assume Coach Felsky setting up the senior ovation for Brittany Berg.
Tan to toss in on the near sideline, goes into Quinn towards the center of the pitch. Quinn drops back across midfield to Brate. She's got options wide. Dribbles up the middle and then plays wide to Tan, just shy of midfield. Tan goes line for Lilly. Lilly plays it in the air and follows it up, trying to win it. Just ran into Orweiler. Ball is knocked around back towards the Elmhurst defense and played long by Thompson. Ahead towards Beckwith. Stepping is Lee. She's going to knock it back to Brate. Cutting it back under her left foot. Brate looking upfield. Plays wide far side for Lee. Trying to catch up with it before it goes out of bounds. And gets there but knocks it out of bounds. Throw in for Elmhurst. As they look to get on the board. Moving in is Wesley. Cleared away by Brate. She says no thank you. Stepping at midfield though is Belmont. Belmont for Elmhurst plays just ahead of the top of the circle for Bastion and then playing to space. This is Quinn with it, collecting and playing away. Near side of midfield. Touch forward by Belmont on the ground. Stepping is Lilly, winning it for the Thunder. Lilly playing ahead to Simons. Simons, nice first touch, setting up her second. She's got Berg in front of her, trying to send Berg upfield. And getting a foot on it is Steph Thompson, out of bounds. Near side throw for the Thunder. Tossed into Orweiler, back to Lilly. Lilly moving in towards the line and out of bounds off of Katie Bastion. Throw for the Thunder. Tossed into Simons, back to Lilly, trying to find Orweiler. Ball's popped up in the air, headed by Orweiler towards the top of the box. Berg stepping. She gets a foot on it. Berg moving through a couple people and now knocked away by the defense back towards Tan. Tan in towards the end line. Tan setting up her right foot back across the box. This is going to find Orweiler in the box. Orweiler trying to get her fourth goal. Knocked off the defense. Berg is going to put this over the crossbar.
I'm not so sure Shelby Anthony didn't get in the way of the first shot there, as Orweiler had it running back across the seam as Kishkunis checks in for Lilly. Running back across the seam of the defense has stopped the ball reversed, and the whole defense seemed to be moving across the mouth of the goal. I'm not so sure it didn't hit the trailing feet of Shelby Anthony.
Goal kick won by Orweiler in the midfield. Knocked back to Katie Bastion, then played forwards to Caldwell. Knocked away ahead to Beckwith. Beckwith sending Harvey down the near sideline. Stepping is Tan, trying to shield out of bounds. This will stay in play. Tan keeps it and plays to Kishkunis. Kishkunis megs her defender on the near side and is away down the near sideline. Has it on her right foot. Plays forward, trying to send Simons. Simons with a defender on her back. Now on her hip. Simons in the attacking third of the field. Plays square across the field to Orweiler, turning with it. Trying to keep play moving towards the far side. Finds Lee in from the defense. Lee moving in on the 18. Takes a hit off the defense. Back towards Quinn. She takes a hit. That's going to go into the hands of Corbell.
9.5 to go. The Thunder lead 3-0. We've really seen some aggressive play from the corners all afternoon, as we even saw Esther Tan stepping up there, almost setting up the goal on the last time, and Lee's been up in the attack all afternoon. Really extremely aggressive play out of the corner spots today.
Knocked back towards Lee. Not going to be able to get there before Beckwith does. Moving in towards the 18. Beckwith cutting back to her left foot. Knocked away by Brait. Back towards Anthony, who drops to Brait. Left foot clearance off of Beckwith. Stays in play to Orweiler. Past her defender and then knocked away from her. Played in the air towards the top corner of the box. Lee stepping in. Looks like she caught a hand in the throat. She's going to take a quick breather here. Throw in on the far side for the Blue Jays. Tossed in to Bastion, and then played high towards the end line and across. Goal kick for the Thunder.
Just a reminder, stay with us for the postgame. We will have head coach Pete Felsky with us and get his take on what looks to be a victory this afternoon. It'll be the Thunder's 11th straight.
Goal kick played down the middle of the field. Here's Orweiler. Heads it forward. That's going to go straight to Katie Bastion. Stepping in the midfield, Kish Kunis. Plays it past two defenders, but loses it to a third. That was Katie Bastion. Kish Kunis finds the ball at her feet again. Plays ahead to Orweiler. Has Simons in front of her. And Kish Kunis upfield. Slots her on the ground. Now trying to find Simons. Knocked away. Stepping is Orweiler, winning it back for the Thunder. This girl is everywhere. Orweiler moving in towards the 18. On the ground to Berg. In the box. Berg goes down. Just couldn't keep the ball in front of her.
Beautiful pass from Orweiler, though.
Here's Tan on the near sideline, turning towards the middle of the field. Nice move from Tan. Now knocked back from Simons to Orweiler. Drop to Quinn, top of the circle. Quinn plays to space. That'll cross the end line. Goal kick for the Blue Jays.
And a sub for the Blue Jays. Sam Perry checking in.
And Elmhurst number 5, Samantha
replacing
Perry.
Aaron Bastion.
Goal kick for Corbell with a little under 7 minutes left. Wheaton in front 3-0. Stepping is Kish Kunis. From distance, she has a hit. Keeper was off her line into the hands of Corbell.
It's a good situation for Kish Kunis to take that hit. We've seen her score from there previously this season with Corbell a step or two away from the net. That's a nice hit.
Stepping is Quinn on the far side, wins the ball for the Thunder. Then plays left foot down the line, trying to find Berg out of bounds. Throwing top of the defensive third far side for Elmhurst. Tossed into Katie Bastion, now moving upfield. Getting in the way is Quinn. Winning it for the Thunder for a moment. Stepping is Kish Kunis, and she runs full bore into Belmont. I think realizing that she wasn't going to be able to get there in time at the last second, trying to slow up. Free kick for the Blue Jays. Into Katie Bastion, then knocked forward to Caldwell. She'll leave for Perry. Perry, right-footed hit from way out. This is a dribble. It'll roll into the gloves of Barreto.
Under 6 to play now. The Thunder trying to close out a 3-0 victory.
Knocked back by Kish Kunis to Tan, and all the way back to Brait. Brait goes wide for Tan. Line for Kish Kunis, top of the defensive third. Kish Kunis rolls over the ball and then has her pocket picked by Perry. Touched ahead to Beckwith. Beckwith finds Katie Bastion, trying to set up her right foot. Stepping is Quinn, winning the body a bit and the ball out of bounds. Corner kick for Elmhurst.
Corner kick.
Good stuff, though, even though giving up a corner there. Quinn not letting Bastion turn the corner.
Absolutely right. This will be their 5th corner of the day, but only the first of the second half. Thunder done a nice job limiting the opportunities for the Blue Jays here in the second 45 minutes.
And 40 of those minutes already passed. Wheaton in front 3-0. Elmhurst looking to get on the board here with this set piece. Left-footed corner, driven low towards the near post. Touched away by Foltz. And Foltz now with it on her right foot, plays upfield. Just across into Elmhurst territory, and this will keep moving. Tough trap there by Siebel. All the way back into the defensive third. All the way back into her box. She drops it to her keeper. Clearance low on the ground up the middle of the field. and then played over towards the near side and down the line, trying to find Harvey, taken away by the Thunder, and now taken back by Perry. Perry finds Harvey, and then ahead to Perry. Into the attack, playing square, trying to give it to Caldwell. Stepping, though, is Anthony, winning for the Thunder. Drop back to Foltz, and left foot up towards midfield. Back into Elmhurst possession. 4 minutes left, 3-0 Wheaton in front. Beckwith plays in the air towards the top of the box, cleared high by Lee. Nobody goes to the ball. This will bounce once. Now Anthony wins it in the air. Perry chests it down and plays out wide, far side for Wesley. Out of bounds off of the Thunder, far side throwing for Elmhurst subs for both sides.
Shelly Shapazian back in.
Number 25, Danny DeLeon.
Danny DeLeon will get Orweiler. Shapazian's going to relieve Sarah Harvey.
Throwing on that far side. Nice flick on header from Beckwith, goes into the box, but Brait is there to collect and play away along with the right foot towards midfield. Bounces right on the center stripe, and then one in the air by Siebel. Ahead to Caldwell, stepping as Quinn gets a foot on it, trying to turn the corner. Caldwell winning it back, drops to Perry. Right foot goes far side for Wesley, off of Wesley, and Lee will just knock this out of bounds with 3 minutes left. Throwing for Elmhurst.
Pair subs waiting for the Thunder.
Won't be able to check in as it's an Elmhurst throw. The horn inadvertently went off. Wesley possessing on the far sideline for the Blue Jays. Has it knocked away from her by Lee. Stepping is Lee, trying to win it from Katie Bastian. And got a foot on it. Bastian now playing it in. Stepping is Anthony. Finds Berg. All the way back from her spot up top to try to help the defense. Knocked out of bounds far side with 2.5 minutes left. 3-0 Wheaton in front. Hillary Barreto has played in 8 games. This is her 9th for the Thunder in goal. And she has allowed 1 goal all season. Shelby Anthony touching it towards midfield. Stepping is Simons. Simons plays over near side, trying to find DeLeon. Out of bounds, throwing for Elmhurst.
2 minutes to go here, as the Thunder will look to wrap this one up with a pair of subs still waiting.
Here is Simons playing square, trying to find Anthony. That's going to be passed her to Shapazian. And stepping is Tan from the back, winning it for the Thunder before a long ball from Sam Perry. Goes in towards the side of Wheaton's box. Brait wins it in the air. 90 seconds left in regulation. Brait knocks it out of bounds on the far side. And these 2 subs for the Thunder just still waiting to get in from about 3 minutes ago.
Starting to see their window of opportunity being shut here as we're down to 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Ball played in the air, into the box, headed away by Kishkunis. Header goes over towards Shapazian. And Shapazian keeps this in play on the far sideline. Stepping is Lee. Shapazian now ball in the air, in towards the top of the box. Flick on header, keeps it moving towards the near sideline. DeLeon plays out of bounds across the near sideline. Throwing for the Blue Jays. It's almost more respectful now if your head coach Felsky just pull these subs off of the sideline, but it looks like he'll keep them in. 46 seconds left.
Aaron Strom coming in for Jen Lee. Karen Northeis also in. She'll replace Kish Kunis.
And actually they stopped the clock, so subs will not count as a stalling tactic, which is nice. Not that the Thunder needed ahead by 3 with 40 seconds left. Here's Simons up front, still looking to get Berg some sort of an opportunity in the last 30 seconds. DeLeon into the attacking third. DeLeon to the end line, and across the end line, goal kick for Elmhurst with 22 seconds left. Played in the air down the middle of the field. Won by Quinn towards the near sideline, out of bounds. Throw for Elmhurst, under 10 seconds left, and Rusty, this Wheaton team, after a pair of losses early in the season, just continues to roll.
Yeah, this is number 11 in a row now for the Thunder. They've given up just 3 goals ever since that last loss. So this is a team that's really hitting their stride at the right time of year as they head down the stretch. And they've got what's now the biggest game of the year remaining down in Bloomington on Wednesday night with the Illinois Wesleyan Titans, who are undefeated, ranked number 3 in the nation. And then you move into the CCIW and then the NCAA tournaments.
Always tough to play a team like the Titans at their place. They've got that grass field outside, and obviously. But the Titans, as you mentioned, undefeated and one of the better teams in the nation. You look at the top teams, and you talk about the Messiahs, and this year Wesleyan, Wheaton is in the conversation every year. And what the Thunder have shown us after a couple of those losses in that one to Loris, which looked bad, the score line at least 3-1, but a couple adjustments, and Wheaton could have been right in that one as well. You look at this Thunder team as, definitely one of the best teams in the conference, but possibly one of the better teams in the nation.
Yeah, this is a team that, following that Loris loss, really, that was their second in a row, really adjusted what their focus was, focused more on taking it to their opponents and attacking them at the point, at the net, getting to the goal. And ever since then, it's a team that's completely changed their philosophy. They've bonded, they've gelled on the field, they've bonded off the field as well, and they really took that loss to heart, and it's been a completely different team since.
We're going to swing the camera around now. For those of you viewing online, we've got head coach Pete Felsky coming up in a moment. Again, the victory here, 3-0 against Elmhurst College, and last year, the final score was 3-0, Rusty. Thankfully, we didn't have to wait till the last 10 minutes of the game to see a goal for the Thunder.
Yeah, the Thunder made some nice adjustments after the initial 15, 20 minutes or so when Elmhurst really took it to them. So, then the Thunder flipped the switch. They started to become more aggressive and take it to the Blue Jays instead. But credit Elmhurst. They came in with a great game plan, executed it well in the first half, and then the Thunder just kind of wore them down in the second half.
Again, head coach Felsky coming up here for the postgame, and Wheaton, both sides putting themselves in a chance where possibly the men and women able to host. But again, that's very dependent on the next couple games, which we'll be able to discuss right now. Head coach Pete Felsky joining us in the press box. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
How you doing, Noah?
Pretty good. Congrats on the W.
Thank you.
And you mentioned to Rusty after your last game that this game was going to be a setup game.
Yeah.
To put you all in a position where you can go in and kind of control what's going to happen from here on out. You're taking on Illinois Wesleyan, both of you undefeated in conference at their place, possibly the biggest game of your regular conference schedule.
Yeah, no doubt. And today was a setup game. I think we got caught. I think we got caught looking ahead today. I don't think this was one of our best performances of the year, obviously. We didn't play very, very well. We didn't play very smart. And maybe we were looking forward to Illinois Wesleyan on Wednesday. I don't know, but we're excited to be in the position we're in still.
You mentioned you think you got caught the first 20 minutes or so. Elmhurst was doing a great job just closing space on your outside backs and down the line. What did you say to your girls at halftime?
At halftime, I told them that every team wants to beat us, and they're trying to find a way to do it. Especially in the conference. And what I respect about Paul Webster and the Elmhurst team is they came after us today. They came out, and to be honest with you, I mean, we scored 3 goals, but I'm not sure we weren't outworked today. Given the caliber of our players, I expected a little better today. I told them also at halftime that Elmhurst is not going to roll over and die, and we certainly saw a team that fought hard for the whole 90 minutes, which was good.
Final point real quick before we let you go back down with your girls, but on an afternoon that is honoring to your lone senior on the team, Brittany Berg, just a little bit about what she has added to this program throughout her 4 years.
You know, she's a unique kid. She's a funny, kind of quirky kid, and she's a player that says things and does things, just weird things at the weird times. And she's just brought some levity to our team off the field, some real maturity as far as spiritual, her giftedness in the spiritual area. She's just a player that our younger players look up to. And then on the field, obviously, she's dangerous. She didn't have one of her best games today, but she's dangerous every time she touches the ball, and people, opposing teams and coaches have to respect her. So we're going to lose her, we're going to miss her, and we're going to try and fill those shoes. I'm not sure we'll be able to do it very easily.
Yeah, well, we get to at least enjoy the rest of this season
That's
with her.
right.
Coach,
That's
congrats
right.
on the W. We'll talk to you at Illinois Wesleyan. Head coach Pete Felsky following this Thunder victory here on the afternoon, taking down Elmhurst College. Final score 3-0. And Rusty, we've got some end of the game statistics.
Yeah, the Thunder continuing their trend of outshooting their opponents, 22-10 today. Elmhurst did not put a shot on goal. 3 shots on goal for the Thunder. All 3 of them from Orweiler, 3 goals. 2 assists coming on the day, 1 from Clark, 1 from Val Lilly. Bretto made 3 saves. Corbell made 3 saves for the Blue Jays. Corner kicks 5-1 for Elmhurst. Fouls 9-6 for the Thunder.
Again, Wheaton moves to 15-2 on the season, 5-0 in conference, taking on the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. As you mentioned, Rusty, probably a top 5 matchup. As we move forward, we've got Thunder football later today on WETN. Rusty, Lindsay, and Doug Rothschild will have that one for you. Thanks for being with us throughout this broadcast. For Rusty Lindsay, I'm Noah Helm. This has been a production of WETN Sports.
Thank you, Rusty and Noah, and thank you for listening to this WETN production of Wheaton College Athletics. Again, your final score 3-0 as the Thunder controlled the tempo, position, and opportunities throughout the game, systematically breaking down the Blue Jays, coming away with their 11th straight win and their 8th shutout in 11 games. With this win, the Thunder move to 15-2 and remain undefeated in conference play. A couple reminders later tonight, the Thunder football team will be playing at home here at McCully Stadium against Carthage College as they try to stay undefeated. That game will be on WTN radio, TV, and online, with the kickoff scheduled for 6 p.m. The next Thunder soccer action is Wednesday night, with both the men's and women's soccer teams traveling to Illinois Wesleyan to take on the Titans. Those games will be at 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. respectively, as I said, Wednesday night. But for now, this has been a WTN production of the Wheaton Thunder Athletics. I'm Wuhao Phelps. Your final score, Wheaton 3, Elmhurst 0. Good night.